Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. All right, let's just hop right into this, okay? This is an intense reading. The spiritual war has begun. That's what I heard. It's just a lot, right? So let's see. All right. So let me just get the cards ready quietly because there's a lot. Okay. Yeah. It's it's a lot. I'm probably not going to be able to go through the real meat of everything here. I'm probably going to need to find time to talk about it over in the Soul Sanctuary because this is like really really intense, really profound information. It has to do also with, what's going on in Maui and quite a few other places, quite a few other events that have been taking place. So it's serious and it's a lot. Okay. But let's get started and let's see what we can kind of share here on a public forum. Yep. Okay. So something was initiated in spring. It created an upside down opportunity and it created upside down events. These upside down events, they're continuing to escalate. Lindsay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the devastation left behind looks very much like Paradise, California, circa 2018. Mm-hmm. And I'll be going over the potential reasons as to why, right? Because there's reasons things are happening, things are being done. And for those who are going to be watching this recorded, not live, I'm not putting comments up on the screen just because I'm already heavily shadow banned on social media, and me directly discussing and flashing across the screen specific types of words is going to take it a little too far for what social media will tolerate from me. Okay. So something was initiated. It began in the springtime. It was designed to create an imbalance and it was designed to create an opportunity. Okay. This opportunity, those who are in a position of authority, they've been very, very passionate about the destabilization that the world is going through. If you catch what I'm saying. They've been very, very passionate about the destabilization. Okay. They are remembering the different ways in which the forefathers were able to negate the efforts and the attempts the last time this was attempted, which um, they have a tendency to wait until about 90 something percent of the youngest members of that generation are gone or are senile, or they have a tendency to wait till the youngest who were in the generation that experienced the attempt at a hardship, the attempt at destabilization, until they themselves are very, very old and most likely experiencing Alzheimer's and dementia and all of that, because there's no one left to tell us, like, hey, the last time they did this, right? So it's about that time. It's about that time. How many people are left from slightly before the world wars? How many are left? Not many. Not many. Okay. So that's something that we need to really keep in mind. Um, during this summer, these attempts will become very prosperous. So there's a lot of attempts to further the destabilization, a lot of attempts to create um, a lot of just very weird feelings within the self, I guess you could say. Yep. Hmm. All right. So we have card number 33, translucence, love the darkness. These are people who love darkness, the malignant kind. Okay. The very, very sick, malignant kind. Now, I know some people are going to be like, oh my gosh, Emmy, you are so doom and gloom. I'm shadow. Just because I mess around a lot does not mean I'm not shadow. I'm shadow. I'm emo shadow. Don't be surprised. No, I'm joking. Um, these are people who will be like, oh my gosh, I mean, this is too much. This is too intense. Okay. You probably should click off of this. You probably should just watch something else for now. You're probably not ready to hear and have, this level of awareness that exists inside you that's kind of telling you that we're headed down a dark path. You're not ready to have that be confirmed, right? It's 4:44. And that's okay. We're all at different places within our level of comfort for what we are willing to allow ourselves to acknowledge. So, honor your mystical creative force. This is telling us that we have the ability to either consent to certain types of events, situations, circumstance, or to withhold our energy, not allow ourselves to be lulled into a space of compliance just because we're afraid, right? Like, there's a lot of fear going around right now. There is. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of destruction. I had said before that okay, wait a minute. For those who are in the sanctuary, like last year, Was I talking about something in Hawaii? Was I talking about my memory really sucks, but Michael just made a statement of you've already told them. You told them a year ago. Well, he didn't say a year ago, a while ago. And I felt like, you mean like a year ago? And he didn't say anything. Um, I can't remember. But it's almost like this sense of um, we already have been given the information. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. It's almost like this sense of the conversation was if they're going to try and resurrect one of the Atlantean outposts, it would be probably one in the Pacific because of um, the strategic positioning. What? I'm not sure. Something that, yeah, about the strategic positioning that it would be in the Pacific near like Hawaii or something, and that it would be catastrophic for the islands, but something like that. That it would be resurrect if certain types of scenarios and circumstance were allowed to enter into the manifestation template of this matrix, then I should probably start writing this stuff down. I used to. I used to, but I got sick and tired of the doom and gloom. I was just like, this is just, ah, it's so macabre. I don't remember. If one of you remember, definitely let me know. I tend to err more on the side of I'm totally making that shit up. No, I'm sure I didn't say anything. Yeah, so I don't know. But it was kind of like a feeling of a conversation that was had regarding if they were going to resurrect, um, you know, if they were going to resurrect that outpost, they would need to initiate some type of destructive thing um, along that island chain. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. um, I don't know that it was the rising of an island that caused the fires. I don't think so. You're going to want to scroll up in the comments and look for a comment by Lindsay Synergistic. It's a question by Lindsay Synergistic. I can't mention it and I can't put it on the screen. But if you are on YouTube, you got to scroll up and look for the comment by Lindsay Synergistic. Okay. Um, that's what caused it. Card number 14, Lavaria, let love grow. They don't want love to grow. They don't want to allow any of us to come together to build communities, to have peace. Um, there's a lot that happens during attempts at spiritual warfare, attempts at war, period. You have to first destabilize the people, the local environment. You have to destabilize the leadership. Oh, it's time to lead. There you go. This thing about it's time to lead. You need to lead yourself out of those spaces of fear and into spaces of proactive behaviors, right? Ding, ding, Teresa. Ding, ding. Ding, ding, Teresa. Okay. So with that, again, again, there's a lot of things that we need to allow ourselves to kind of just be open to experiencing, like realizations of how much we've allowed to happen, how much has been attempted, the ways in which we have been bamboozled as a people, as a nation, as a species, all of that, right? There's a lot of games that have been being played. And because of that, because of the way it's affected our ability to trust others, to trust ourselves, we've really closed ourselves off to the different potentialities and different layers and levels of awareness that would empower us to become much more proactive, much more proactive. So let's just kind of rewind for the past couple years, right? Let's go back to 2020. There were a lot of like intense things that happened that year. First, we all pretty much got locked down. There's certain things I can't, I can't even mention certain words because of the heavy restrictions on all the social media platforms. Okay. So 2020 went through the lockdown, which is understandable because of certain types of medical things going on that were allegedly poorly understood, right? And there were a lot of restrictions and rules put into place. And because for the first time in a very long time, you could basically assume globally, we were all put in the same place. We were all on the same boat for the first time in God knows how long. And what happened? We began to come together, especially the United States began to come together, and they couldn't have that. It was such a powerful moment of realization and community and unification of a diversified peoples that they had to do something to halt that. It was too powerful. So what did they do? They started with all of the um blue brutality. They started with, a lot of the baiting, you know what I'm saying? um, just really ugly things that caused us to become divided so easily once again. So do not be surprised if there are things that occur to further divide us once again. Okay? If you're going to buy into that, that's on you. That's on you. I'm sick and tired of these games. I'm about to throw my whole fucking laptop. Okay, wait, let's relax. Rub the ear. Let's do a little bit of sensory soothing. We're just gonna relax. We're gonna breathe. Right, and let that out. We're gonna release those feelings. We're also going to put on some gloss. So that we could just, we could just relax. Let's tie up the hair. When my hair is down and crazy, I have a tendency to feel very, very much the powerful savagery of my people. I come from island savages, so I tend to feel that. Let me go ahead and put my hair up so that I can be docile. Okay. My docile nature has been restored. So, um, again, it's this very upside down plan to get us to not be willing to open our arms to each other, right? To remove us from a space of divine reunification of a people. We're all really one people. It doesn't matter what nation you come from. At the end of the day, we're all screwed. So we all kind of just got to work together and be good with each other. We all got to look for ways to create opportunities to celebrate each other, right? If we don't, um, that's a choice that we can make. We can definitely choose to not, but that's not going to help us. It's not going to help us at all. What we need is reunification. The last time I gave messages like this, YouTube went ahead and put a gang load, a gang load of commercials in the video. Like every couple minutes, there was a commercial. Hmm. They don't want you to be encouraged to really come together. Spiritual warfare has begun. It's begun. And when I say it's begun, I know I'm gonna have like these spiritual advanced people who know in the channel and shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, spiritual warfare has been being waged for a very long time. Okay. It has, yes. But here's the thing, what's begun is our ability, tangible experiences, our ability to experience tangible experiences that clearly indicate there is something serious happening behind the scenes. Okay. No, there's not going to be this whole like, some of us will be transported to a bad place, some of us will be transported to a good place. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. There's no physical transportation that's going to occur. You think anyone wants us refugees? We are galactic refugees. I am a galactic refugee stuck on this hellhole of a planet. I'm saying we're not going to claim asylum somewhere else. No, no. Because guess what? Warfare, spiritual warfare is being waged across all matrices through time space matrices of all matrices of time space matrices. It's being waged on all layers and levels. That warfare, there's no space that is not being grievously affected by this process, right? So here's the thing though, Earth is basically Sparta. I'm not joking. If you think we can't get through this, I beg to differ. You haven't been to the unknown worlds. You haven't seen the beauty there. You've been stuck here within the ice walls of this wretched land. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know what's out there. So you're under the impression that we have it good here. And that's why all the aliens want to come here and what? Anal probing. Like, no, we live in galactic Sparta. It's literally galactic Sparta up in here, okay? That means we have the capacity to utilize all of these like ugly programs that have been being forced upon us. We have the ability to utilize it in our favor as a species. They want to cause us to become emotionally disconnected, disconnect from the emotion of fear. I'm saying, if you can dissociate from the goodness in you, dissociate from fear. All of these different psychological diseases that they want to label you with, those have components that are very, very powerful. Very, very, very powerful, that can be utilized to help you become more stabilized. It's all about what you choose to do, though, you know? Mm. You read that right? You read that? If you couldn't read it, you have to rewind the video a few seconds. Mm. I have a hair on my lip. You have to rewind the video a few seconds and pause it so you can read it. Okay. Remember how there was this huge, well, we weren't allowed to see the gravity of it. Um, there was a lot of conflict. Okay. There, a lot of this conflict was being shared by the local people in that area. And they were talking about, one of their sacred spaces on the island was being desecrated, you know, is being desecrated. All for what? An observatory? All right. That was one of the most sacred spaces where their goddess lives. So, mhm. Yeah, Miss Shafel, if you want to continue commenting for the people who are, if you're watching me on a different platform, I highly suggest you head over to YouTube because there are things that Miss Teresa over here can share in the comments that I can't mention or put on the screen. And once the recording is done, there's no access to view the comments during the live stream. You can thank my stupid ass stalker for that. So I don't allow people to see the comments once the live stream is done. The live, that's it. You can't see the comments anymore. And that's to protect your profiles from being accessed by that stupid ass stalker, right? Because he was harassing everyone in the community. So yeah, yeah. So definitely a seed has been planted, right? Look at that seed. A seed has been planted with limitless potential. It's all in how we're going to utilize this period and how we are going to allow ourselves to move through this. Every time I have been challenged by um, ugly people, right? I'm not just talking about aesthetics. For some, when I say ugly, it's aesthetics, attitude, energy, and the your behavior, everything is ugly, right? Um, you're gonna need to make sure that the decisions you make are not a reflection of your fear, a manifestation of your fear. Um, mm, oof, 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 oof. For many of us, it's going to be such a difficult period that we're not going to feel gratitude for it. That's okay. The gratitude can come later. You still have to get through the period. As our gratitude kind of gets depleted and we begin to feel like, why do I have to go through this? This is not fair. Why me? This and that. You're going to feel very weak. Does that mean you're weak? What have I said before? Just because you feel something doesn't mean you are that. Feeling it and being it are two different things, baby boo. Just because you feel badass does not mean you badass. Yeah, I mean, oftentimes I feel weak. I feel like I am capable of so much more than I'm allowing myself to accomplish, experience, whatever it is. But does that mean I'm weak? No, I'm exhausted from the amount of effort that I have to put into my cycles of growth. It's very challenging. That's normal. It's normal to feel that way. But does that mean I'm weak? No. But I promise you. I promise you. um You just got to go through the process. The gratitude and the sense of strength oftentimes will be there after you've completed the cycle, at the end of the cycle, right? So you have to be still. You have to stop allowing yourself to get so agitated by things that you really don't need to be concerning yourself with, or things that you should not be avoiding, right? Things that if you just face it, you won't have to experience all that additional cock-a-doodle-dee-doo. One of my kids, they had their front tooth was falling out. They finally reached that age where their first tooth was wiggly and ready to come out. Now, it was like that for maybe 2 weeks already, and towards the end of the second week, I mean, the thing was literally dangling by a string. Like, it could be bent into a 90-degree angle from the gum line, and I'm like, "Bro." Boo. I'm a little bit concerned at this point because you're not even able to eat right now, because you're worried and it doesn't feel good because the tooth keeps getting pushed all over the place when you try and bite your food. That's concerning. Another thing is that if you grind your teeth while you're sleeping, it could pop off and get swallowed, aspirate. I mean, those are concerning things. The shit needs to be pulled. I mean, I didn't say it like that, but I did express that sentiment. And of course, they started crying, right? Because it's a scary thing. They've never had their tooth pulled before. And it was this thing of, um, I don't I don't like to force my kids to do things. But that's not to say that I won't very clearly and very firmly let them know, I understand you don't want this. I get it. But this is necessary. And in order for me to be a responsible parent and take your needs as a priority, I'm going to have to make this decision and do something that you don't really want me to do. I'm going to need you to trust me. You can feel angry or whatever, but I have to do this. And so I kind of expressed that. And I told them that I was going to tie a string around the tooth and yank it out, and then it will be done. And every time I would go to tie it, they would freak out, and then they would like avoid like that, and so it'd slip right off again. And it got to the point where I had to tell my kid, like, okay, this is too much. You are so stressed out. I'm going to be the bad person here by forcing this on you so that it can just be done with. You are so stressed out at this point, right? I'm not even going to wait for your compliance. I'm not going to wait until you give me permission. This is beyond me needing to respect your sovereignty and me entering into a space of being a responsible parent. I'm going to lead us through this difficult situation. And I let him know, if I need to, I will pin your arms down. I don't like to do that shit to kids. That's really fucked up to do to kids. You're stronger, you're bigger. That's fucked up. But I let him know, like, if I have to, then that's what I'm going to have to do. And I know you're not going to like that. So, long story short, I got the string over it and just one quick tug. And he immediately pulled his arms up to try and block it. And I was like, go ahead. And he was so mad at me. And I was like, your tooth's gone. And he's like, it is? Yeah, it's gone. And of course, he needed to cry out his frustration, his anger at having his arms pinned down for a few seconds. That's normal. He's allowed to be angry with me. I violated his space. It was necessary. And then I helped him to understand, you avoided that for 2 weeks. You stressed yourself out so bad for 2 weeks And that's all we need to do. Just I didn't even have to tug it hard. It was barely holding on. How many things have you stressed yourself out? You dragged out the whole process because you were afraid of what would happen. And rather than you allowing yourself to recognize you dragging it out is so far worse than just having it done. I mean, we've all done this at some point. And this is a period where that coping mechanism is not going to be compatible with the process that your soul is initiating for you. I can't even like I can't even be hypercritical of my kid because I had a filling that broke and it became infected and I left it like that for a couple weeks. I left it like that. And then it became severely infected and the infection entered my heart. And yeah, no, the reason I didn't go in immediately was because I'm allergic to all the canes. Lidocaine, Novocaine, all those canes. They fucking kill me. Epinephrine, I'm allergic to that too. And most dentists don't want to listen to me. So the only way for you to do dental work on me is general anesthesia. I have to be knocked the fuck out. Yeah. Even though my reason for not going in right away is a valid one, it doesn't negate how much I prolonged and compounded my struggle and suffering. I was going into AFib, yo. My heartbeat was going irregular. Yeah. And that's when I was like, okay, I gotta go in now. Hmm. Yeah, my reasoning was valid. Yeah, it's understandable, but it doesn't negate the fact that I compounded the issue. Those type of coping mechanisms is not going to be allowed anymore. It's just not. When you're in a theater of war, those type of coping mechanisms are very detrimental to you. The most efficient, most stress-free way to get through periods like this is to be highly adaptable. One of the most powerful characteristics you can have to survive any type of situation that you are placed in is to be highly adaptive. You have to be able to flow with what's happening in the moment. Um, so card number 29, seeing the true you in reverse. You're not seeing the gravity of what you've already lived through, right? You're not seeing how much you've been able to overcome. All you're seeing is the ways in which you've failed. We've talked about failure before. Failure is the precursor to true success because it's in that failure that you're being presented with an elevated potentiality. You just have to choose that rather than circling back around to square one. You just have to choose what the elevated potentiality is that your soul is providing you, right? So, for example, um, I was primarily only publicly visible on YouTube, no, on Facebook for a few years, right? I wouldn't live stream or load content anywhere else except Facebook. And then came an event that was horrible for me, right? Um, I was the target of multiple groups wanting to cyberbully someone. And so I'm just saying, it's like I should have done something rather than be like, okay, if I just ignore it, eventually they'll move on. I didn't do anything. I allowed it to continue to compound. My coping mechanism is avoidance. So I avoided it. until the final round of attempt to cyberbully me went through. And it was at that point that I was presented with the opportunity to see this circumstance as one of two things. Either one, this is evidence of my failure to be able to stand up for myself and keep my space sacred and exert the level of control and dominance over my field and my work that is necessary to let people know, back the fuck up off me, right? Or I could see this as an opportunity being presented to me to learn something extremely profound. Well, despite feeling like a punk bitch, I'm not a punk bitch. So what did I do? The first option was to completely shut down the way I normally would. Shut down, allow depression to take hold, hide myself away, believe all the really fucked up lies that people were saying about me for no fucking reason outside of what? Outside of the fact that they saw my greatness better than I could ever see it. And it made them feel inferior, despite the fact that I could not see it for myself. Or figure out another way. And what was the option that I chose? My business is 100% social media based. I don't run ads. I have to have a social media presence. What did I choose? To completely dump my Facebook profile. No announcements, no nothing. I switched right over to YouTube like, fuck it. If it fails, it fails. We'll be fine. If it fails, it fails. That's it. That's the only option I have. Mhm. And when I say my business was established, my page reach was over 500,000 organic. The personal profile that they took down that wasn't associated to my business account, that had something like 12 or 15,000 followers in addition to my 500,000 reach. Organic, no ads. I dumped it. I said, keep it. I don't give a fuck. But I'm sick of this shit. I'm not playing with you. Keep the whole fucking platform. I don't give a fuck. And because I had the courage to do that, what happened? I entered into a new space that was very, very uncomfortable for me. YouTube. 'Cause I don't know anybody on YouTube. I don't comment on anything on you. I don't interact with people on YouTube. I don't know who's on YouTube. Still, I did it. I did it. And what happened? A beautiful, powerful community was built around me. That was not an intended thing. It wasn't. What happened was I got so sick and tired of consistently just being the nice person, and I finally let other aspects of myself show, and people saw the gravity of my authenticity. I still don't know what that means, but it doesn't matter whether I know it or not. Everything that you see before you today is a direct result of me choosing the more difficult path that leads to a higher potentiality. Did I switch over for clout? No. It was yet another form of avoidance, but one that's in alignment with what my soul was trying to get me to agree to. So when I say, when you have things inside you that's like, you think it's ugly, you think it's this, you think it's that, it's just one of those things. Has your listing gone up around spirit-based career guidance? I flicked myself for you, Blissful. I did write the listing, but I didn't publish it. I can publish it today. I've been saying that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, seriously, I'm sorry that I keep being distracted, but I did write the listing, so, that's definitely gonna be going up any day now, hopefully by today, and it will I'll make it available. And as evidence, literally, as evidence of what happens when your actions are in alignment with what your soul is trying to get you to do, within the first week, and I did not tell anybody that I was switching over to YouTube. I literally, and people on Facebook can attest to this, I just fucking disappeared. I just disappeared, full mute. Okay. Um, the first week that I switched over to YouTube, over 12,000 subs. I actually had almost 20,000 subs, but fucking YouTube is a bitch. The moment I began talking about like very intense, truthful things, YouTube started dumping all of my subs. So I'm actually much lower than what I'm supposed to be at. I'm actually much lower. I don't care. I have my community. That's all that matters to me. I don't give a shit about analytics. I don't care. When you're aligned with what you're supposed to do, all the other bullshit doesn't matter. People can fight all the different wars they want to fight, but you will continue. You will keep persevering. And everything you do will not be allowed to be torn down. It won't. The only things that will be able to be torn down are the things that you've begun to build that are based on ego, that are used as a crutch, that are crippling you somehow, that are further misaligning you from what you're supposed to do. I needed to get the fuck off of Facebook. I did, because I had already erroneously established a dynamic with the audience that I was going to be your doormat and your fucking ATM. Ain't that some shit? They were picking on me because I was a nice person and generous as fuck. That's why they were picking on me. It wasn't that I misspoke. It wasn't that I involved myself in something controversial. It was because I'm a nice person and I give everything away. And these motherfuckers got greedy. That was the issue. It needed to go. It needed to be deconstructed. Anything that no longer serves you during this period of intense, tangible spiritual warfare will be cleared out. You need to let it happen. For some, it means the ending of relationships, the ending of friendships, the ending of work circumstance, the ending of living circumstances, like needing to move, needing to sell, needing to whatever it is, relocate. A lot of change. A lot of people are experiencing just catastrophic type changes. Catastrophic type changes. You know what I'm saying? So, ah, it's one of those things. You're not even going to know what you feel about this right now because everything is just so up in the air. It is so crazy right now. All of these different things. Hi, Kim. Yeah. I mean, there's still so many of you who are with me from way back when. Way, way, way back when. Like Kim here, you've been with me since the start. You've been with me for 7 years. I've only been publicly visible for 8. You've been with me a long time. Very, very long time. See, when there's alignment, you don't have to worry about what's being lost. It has to do with authenticity. Authenticity is not rooted in fear, it's not rooted in ego. This spiritual war that's being waged is fueled by ego-based fear, fear-based ego. You're afraid of losing the very thing that life is trying to take away from you. Why do you think life is trying to take it away? Because you deserve more. That's why. It's not being taken away, it's being cleansed. It's being cleansed. It's a very vulnerable thing to remove the bandages, to strip that wound bare, naked and observed in light. It's a very vulnerable thing. Very, very uncomfortable. Very, very vulnerable. Hi, Fanny. um, yeah, no, quite a few of you have been with me for a very long time. Fanny has been with me since, I believe, 2014, right? 2014? I want to say 2014. Yeah. Do you remember that picture that I edited where I did my makeup and then I put foil around my head? Like, people were like, "Oh my god, you literally put a tinfoil hat on?" And I was like, "No, it's a Hershey's Kiss." I I photoshopped a Hershey's Kiss on my head. It was adorable. Oh my gosh. I remember how I was listed as living in Bangkok. Oh my god. Oh, back in the days when I was a troll, I'm not a troll anymore. I was totally a troll. It was ridiculous. It was fun though. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, card number 22, she feels, she knows. If you're not going to allow yourself to feel, then you're not going to know what's happening. You're not going to know what's going on. You're not going to be aware. You're not going to any of that. Why? Well, in order for you to block out your fear, you have to create blockages. In order for you to block out your emotions, you're going to have to create blockages. For most people, in order for you to control your energy, you have to create blockages until you learn how to properly harness and activate the channels that that energy should be flowing through. You're going to have to create blockages, like dams are created to control the flow of the water. It's just like that. And then you wonder why you feel like you're drowning. Well, what was intended to be a babbling brook is now a deep ass dam. Like, of course, you're going to feel like you're drowning. Of course. It's also going to create a lot of health conditions because when you allow the energy to accumulate like that and stay accumulated, it's going to distort a lot of that genetic expression. It's going to create havoc with your fascia. Let's not get into that. I got to teach class soon. I'll get into that in class. Um, well, no, I got to teach something else in class today. Card number 23, defend to the end the worthwhile. You have to allow yourself to be willing to defend yourself. You have to allow yourself to be willing to use your voice, to speak clearly, speak firmly, have very clear um, and clearly communicated needs, all of that. I think for many of us, what we do is we stay quiet, we stay quiet, we stay quiet. And then suddenly we're sick of it. And so we're going to just start yelling and screaming and speaking aggressively. That's how you get into an issue, right? And then what happens? And then you feel bad. You feel bad because, why am I like this? Why did I just yell at everybody? Why couldn't I just tell them? Well, because you couldn't just tell them. That's why. And you waited too long. And so that blockage that prevented you from communicating your needs, that had to be broken through. And the amount of force needed to break through that blockage is then expressed as you raising your voice. I'm telling you. Bring it into form in reverse. It's a deconstruction that's happening. Part of the reason why malignant things, sorry, the tension is hurting my hairline. Part of the reason why malignant things are attempting to create so much chaos as they deconstruct this matrix is so that you will feel very destabilized, and then you will be less likely to fight back. They want you to remain allegiant to the matrix. They want you to be. There was this study that was done. I don't know if it was actually done or if it was just a story that someone created as an analogy. So there was allegedly this study that was done. They took something like 100 monkeys and they put them in an enclosure. It was a large enclosure, and the very top of the enclosure was open, right? It wasn't completely sealed. The very top of the enclosure was open. And at the center, just beneath the opening at the top, was a structure that the monkeys could climb up to escape. All they had to do was climb up the structure, and then, they would be out of the enclosure and they could climb down safely. So what did the scientists do? They did absolutely nothing to the monkeys that were climbing out of the enclosure. What they did instead was take a high power hose, like a fire hose, and they went ahead and they drenched the other monkeys. They used a water cannon on all the other monkeys. So all the other monkeys began realizing that the moment one of them touches the structure to liberate themselves, they will be punished. So rather than escaping a very, very sad situation, what those monkeys learned to do was tear down the ones who were trying to escape. That's exactly what's happened here. Anyone who exists outside of the predictive program, outside of the regulated societal norms, you are torn down, because how dare you? How dare you try and escape? No. Keep going. Keep climbing. Let them say what they need to say. As a matter of fact, I saved something today. Sometimes I scroll through social media just to find things to inspire me. What is it? Yeah, let me find it. uh, they don't need to know your side of the story, and you don't need the last word. Seek healing, and you'll find peace in not proving your point. You don't got to explain nothing to no one. I forgave you for an apology I was never given, because my closure was never tied to a single one of your words. It was dependent upon my willingness to let go. This is about you needing to let go of the things that are going to drag you into the heart of this spiritual war. This is another good one. Let them lose you. You need to let people lose you. Let them go along with the crowd. Let them believe what they want to believe. Let them think they have better. Let them sleep on your worth. Because in due time, they will realize the mistakes they made, and it will be just enough time for you to accept that you're better off without them. Okay? It's good stuff. Good stuff. None of it applies to my life and personal circumstance, but it's still good stuff. This is also a good one. Reframe your perspective. Oh, reframing your perspective is a powerful move. When you feel stuck or resistant, pause and look for the upside. Shifting your thinking from I have to do this to I get to do this engages curiosity. This turns every experience into a chance for growth, wisdom, and understanding. Love that by Corey Allen. I loved that. So, next card, Power of Attraction, but it was in reverse. What this is telling me is this is something that is attracted to your upside down nature. If you are currently in an upside down space, you are attracting upside down things. How do you resolve that? By putting yourself right side up, right? By putting yourself right side up, right side up. All right, let's see. 1, 2, tree. Okay. Ooh, okay. Ow. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, let's look. Hold the phone, hold the phone. Okay. Ooh, where are you? Do you want to be read or not? Because if you're going to play hard to get, there we go. And then, okay. Here. So I found them all. So starfish, beautiful, alluring, superficial, or shallow. Okay. The starfish is a natural and exquisite beauty, mesmerizing to all. Being around someone with starfish energy is a thrill, like you've been put under a spell of divinity itself. I think this is talking about your energy. You're a starfish. Starfish is better than a suckerfish. A starfish is better than a suckerfish, okay? The problem is these creatures have been reliant on how they look and what other people think of them for so long that they may have forgotten their deeper callings. When this card appears, it's important to ask, am I being swayed by outward appearances? What dreams have I put aside to please others? And here's the kicker. Most people will assume like, oh my God, if she's saying I'm a starfish, is she saying I'm superficial and just shallow? And no, this whole line of the problem with these creatures have been the problem these creatures wait, what? The problem is these creatures have been reliant on how they look and what other people think of them. See, you've been reliant on people looking at you and seeing smallness, seeing mediocrity, so that they don't get uncomfortable by the reality that you are hiding how fucking amazing you are. Yeah, I see you. Now is the time for you to allow yourself to exit out of those programs of playing small, of acting like you're not a big deal. You're a big deal. You are a big deal. I don't know why or how, but you are. Next card, Fox. Smart, strong partner or mate, wise teacher. The fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. This is about reconnecting to yourself, right? Hi, Sheldon. This is about reconnecting to yourself and allowing yourself to just be there, to love yourself, to be present through your process. Yeah, they've been waging spiritual war for how long? It's like, who cares at this point? Who cares at this point? Like, just fucking do something already. I'm That's just my mindset. I'm totally I'm totally the type of person where you can only threaten me for so long and have me have some type of expected reaction to that. And then after a certain point, I'm just going to be like, well, are you going to do it or what? Because I mean, you're looking kind of like a pussy. I'm just saying, you're looking like a liar. Are you going to do it or what? You know? So you're going to threaten to like kick my ass or unalive me? Like, bruh, it's been how fucking long? Just fucking do it already. Oh, that's right. You're not. Whatever. You know? They've been having this spiritual warfare thing going on for how long? It's like, oh, so boring. Tarantula at a crossroad, claiming life's purpose. The tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. Ooh. A great decision must be made. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose or dharma. A habit of routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream. Didn't I say it? Uh huh. Uh huh. I said it earlier. A habit or routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream, yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. It's my voice. My voice is begging you. In order to find true happiness, you must choose Dharma. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows you'll choose wisely, right? Just do it. Just do it. Do it. Do it. All right. I have time for one final card. One final card. What should we make it? Let's do some Kuan Yin. I was gonna do some Kali. We already have enough darkness. We already have enough darkness today. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that really needs to be discussed in the sanctuary. If you want to be part of that discussion, my hair is crazy. I can't even cover it. I don't have anything. My hair is just crazy. It's crazy. It's going through something. It's going through a mid style crisis. All right. Okay. Oh, man, I want to take a nap too. All right. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let it wash over me. Ready to lose my feet. Da 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 da. Okay, card number 27, Sisters of the Star Blossoms. It's good to remember that while we each take our own unique journey back into divine bliss and truth, we have plenty of friends that love us unconditionally and wish to help us find the way home with the least suffering and greatest joy. When we allow ourselves to be helped, we help others too. It's a spiral of support and love that's wishing to connect more so with you now. So, Remember how I was saying they don't want us to build community, right? They don't want us to connect. They don't want us to build community. They don't want any of that. Do we care what they want? Why would we care what they want? These are the oppressors. We should not care what they want. We should give absolutely zero cares as to what they want from us. We should just use their expectations as comedic relief. Like you expect what? That's cute. Group energy is powerful. When used consciously, it can help us expand in the same way that if you were doing any task, many hands could make light work, as the saying goes. Well, many hands make light work too. Your energy can help nourish and lift the energy of others in a group as you're able to carry a high vibration of love in your heart. The ancient Chinese, over 2,000 years ago, referred to the Pleiades as the star blossoms. You know, Yeshua was filtered through Pleiades. He was Pleiadian. And the incarnated shards of Yeshua also filtered again through Pleiades before they incarnated into this life. Hmm. These seven stellar sisters work together as a group higher consciousness to radiate great love and light on our planet. And they can assist you now to find the light in the groups within which you share involvement. Within which you share involvement. It is service to connect with heart centered groups that feel good and improve the quality of your life, and to be supported and supporting of such groups. And you are guided to allow this to happen more in your life right now. Solitary practice is an important element of growth and can be extremely powerful. But sometimes group energy is an important element of your spiritual growth too. And you are encouraged to meditate, pray, and chant with groups and communities that resonate with your heart. Oh my God, 1 second. Oh, good God. 1 second. Un momento. Un momento. Lo siento, por favor. Sorry. Okay. Sometimes more spiritually advanced souls subconsciously feel that they need to carry the group energy themselves. You are guided to surrender any excessive responsibility, to assume your natural cooperation, and perhaps even authority in the group from a place of love rather than burden, and to allow yourself to be lifted as well as contributing your light and love to your chosen groups and communities. The Sisters of the Star Blossoms know that group energy is give and take, that when we allow ourselves to thrive, so too can the group gain energy and grow. Ocean, please remind me, message me 37. Just message me that and remind me to talk to you about 37. You are guided now to balance your involvement with group energy so that you have ample time in solitude to know yourself as a unique divine being, and in group energy on the inner planes, calling on your spiritual guidance that loves you unconditionally, and with group energy on the physical plane through groups that nourish you and love you in a way that feels good for you. This oracle is also guidance to call upon stellar energies that are unconditionally loving and supportive, and the appearance of the Sisters of the Star Blossoms indicates that you have a soul connection that can nourish you to higher vibrational star consciousness, such as that of the Pleiades. Okay. Okay. This is intense. There are messages coming through that go far beyond what could be shared here on the public platforms. Um, it's a lot of information. I can't wait for the day when we could just like speak very openly and candidly, and everyone can be fully informed about all sorts of different things rather than having to be like, oh, you're not allowed to say that. You're not here, not there. You can only say sentence 4 and 5 on platform 1, sentence 7 and 2 on platform 2. Like, I can't. My brain is overloaded. Yeah, it's a lot of information. Um, I will try my darn diddly doodliest to go and have a exclusive chat. Oh, but if not tomorrow, Sunday evening on look at that. I'm fucking yep. You know what that is? You see how my face takes a while to come back out from the poke? That's creatine face. Bitches. I'm sick of you, creatine. I'm sick of you swelling me up. No, I'm joking. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'm going to either try to go sometime tomorrow or Sunday afternoon, evening time. And we're going to talk real deep about all sorts of different things. Like, ooh. I'm telling you guys, I'm throwing my socks because I'm sick of it. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta teach my class. I'll see you guys again very soon. Give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Love you guys. Be safe. Take care of yourselves. And don't worry, no aliens are gonna come for your booty. No one's gonna probe you. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. I'll teach you some self-defense moves. Oh, as a matter of fact, if you want to learn some defensive maneuvering, if you'd like to learn from me, I do have the morphogenetic fundamentals workshop. Let's see, it's right here. Here's the link. This is where I'm teaching. Um, I'm teaching the fundamentals of the energy work that I do. That's right here. K33academy.com/store/MF workshop. Motherfucker workshop. It's a motherfucking workshop, yo. It's morphogenetic fundamentals workshop. MF workshop. That's where I teach the basics of the energy work that I do. And every time I've had this workshop, by the time the workshop is done, all of the participants are like, oh my God, I did not know I could do this. Yes, the fuck you can. I wasn't playing with you. I wasn't joking. I told you could do it. Yeah, anybody can do it. Anyone can do it. Within the first workshop you have with me, yeah, you can do it. Absolutely. So I got to go. Love you guys. See you very soon. Bye, everyone.